Welcome back to Yes to Tesla. Today we're going to be talking about whether you should get a Model 3 or a Model Y. Since I own both, I just feel like it's a unique perspective to let you know whether you should get one or the other. The easiest way to even tell is like, do you need more room? Get a Model Y. Do you need less room? Get a Model 3. That's the basic way of thinking about it. The more practical way, aside from space, would be, what do you need it for? So whenever I needed my Honda HR-V, which is a small SUV basically, it's a mini SUV, just like the Model Y is, it's a mini SUV. It's a little bit bigger, has a little bit more cubic space than the HR-V, but the need was different. I needed more space, so it was easy to just go to the Honda HR-V, because before I had a Honda Civic and it was small, like literally like the size of my child. His feet would basically be on my center console, I guarantee it. He was too young during that time that I owned the Honda. But by the time he started growing up to be a 2 to almost a 3-year-old, I was like, I need more space. He's getting bigger and bigger. Let me get more space. So then I had a Honda HR-V. Honda HR-V served its purpose. It's been beautiful. But then I test drove the Model Y first. That was the first car I rented on Turo. And I fell in love. I was like, bro, this is it. I really want it, right? But then I drove the Model 3 as a test drive through Tesla itself. And I was like, this is the car. My wife is sold. I'm sold. My son is like not caring because he just wants a car to ride in, but everyone's sold on just the Model 3. So I was like, dude, we're getting the Model 3, that's that. Why did I choose to get the Model Y instead of the Model 3 at first? Because the Model Y is the first one I got before getting this current Model 3 that I have. So I have two. I got them in the back seat of the Model 3 and I realized we were going to have some of the same space implications. Sure, it's pretty big back here. It has pretty good space back there for sure. But when you add a car seat that kind of puts him up there, and add his long legs, he's lanky. He's pretty tall. And he comes up just above my hip, and I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1" and a half. I'm gonna say I'm 6'2" because they don't put halves on licenses and stuff. So I'm 6'1", 6'2" and a half. Oh, my bad. I'm 6'2". Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with. Okay. Anyways, so when you add his lanky legs and how much space the car seat itself takes up, it was basically the same thing. So like, you know what? Let's just get the Model Y. I was on Carvana typing it up and seeing what was what, and then I was like, I'm gonna see what they would give me for the trade up of the Honda HR-V. Originally, I was gonna owe $5,000. Originally, that's how much I was gonna owe. And then I was like, you know what? Let's try it again. As time went on, many SUVs have went up in price. So now, instead of having $5,000 of negative equity, which means you owe more than they'll give you, I had about $1,100 in negative equity because I gave them the Honda HR-V for $9,000, which is about the value you're going to get on the street had I just paid it off and then got cashed out. So I was like, you know what? It solves two problems at once. It solves the first problem of me needing more space, but then it also solves the problem of the air conditioning. So the air conditioning in both my Model Y and Model 3 have the rear vents. This makes the most difference. Because I might get cool up here, but by the time it reaches back here, because like right now the vent's not on, and I reach back here, I can feel the heat back here. But when you have a vent to turn on, you don't feel the heat. But in the Honda HR-V, I didn't have a vent to turn on, which is so weird. That in 2018, they will give you a car with no vent in the back, which makes no sense. So I had to put a portable fan right here just to catch some of this air to blow at him. And he stayed pretty cool. But whenever it's 112 outside, you get in the car and it's like it can't cool down fast enough. So I already knew I wanted a Tesla because you're able to get your cabin to a great temperature before even getting inside of it, so you're in a cool car immediately. Why did I get a Model Y before getting a Model 3? Why did I do that? Well, the Model Y has more vents, it feels like, because that thing, I mean, it probably doesn't, but I'm saying the vents cool down that car so quickly. And me getting it from Carvana, it has window tint. So it'll get cooler in here too once I get window tint. But right now, I got to deal with this roof. It's so hot. It's so hot. Like, I can feel the heat coming off right here. You can feel it. Now, when it's here, I really don't feel it. I kind of feel a little bit, but once the AC is on, I really don't feel it at all. It doesn't beat down on my head. Doesn't make my head feel like it's gonna get a sunburn or something. But in the Model Y, it's already tinted because it was used. So that was even more reason for me to get a Model Y over the Model 3. But what's your reason for getting a Model 3 versus a Model Y? Is it the size? I got all-wheel drive on my Model Y, so therefore I have the premium sound system. This one, compared to my Honda HR-V, has a premium sound system anyways. To me, like, I'm not coming from a Mercedes-Benz with premium features. I'm coming from a Honda HR-V with budget in mind, okay? So I didn't have a speaker up here. I didn't have the banging speakers down there. I had a normal system that was good for the car. Did it sound good? Yes. Did it have some bass? Yes. But did it have Tesla bass? No. Not even close. Honda HR-V is not here. This is where the Model 3 is at. Honda HR-V is way down there for sound quality. Model Y has better sound quality because it has more speakers. Hence, it has more room to put more speakers. But it being the all-wheel drive gives you the premium, because this right here has enough room to put more speakers, because if I would have got the performance, I have all the speakers I could ever want inside of the Model 3 Performance. But I wasn't going to spend the extra $10,000 just to have the Model 3 Performance to drive around town. I just, it's unnecessary. That would have made my payment a whole nother almost $150, maybe almost $200 more than I'm currently paying. For what? Like, I don't need all of that as of right now. Do I want it? Of course. I want it, but do I need it? No, I don't need it. I definitely want it. So for me, the Model 3 works better for a get around and get through the town thing. If for you, it would work better for you to go to and from work. That's what I do. I do this for work. I drive around all over the place, doing everything I need to do. So for that, this works better. The Model Y sure has more space and I'll be able to fit more things in it, but it doesn't solve the problem that this does. This goes 363 miles at full charge as an EPA estimate. That one goes 330, I believe. I think it's 330 miles, which I get 30 extra miles just by having this right here. It have less power because it doesn't have two motors in it, one in the front, one in the back, to make it all-wheel drive. Also, when you get the regenerative braking, the regenerative braking is less in this Model 3 being a rear-wheel drive, because it only has one motor to regenerate. So if I had two motors, it'd be able to slow me down quicker. So this does slow down slower than my Model Y does. It's less aggressive. So when I take my foot off the accelerator, it's less aggressive of a slowdown compared to my Model Y, which I have to use the brakes more. Now, in your head, you're like, well, should I just get the all-wheel drive instead of the rear-wheel drive? Yeah, if you're worried about that. You know, I'm not really worried about that. I was worried more about price in mind, and I didn't feel it was necessary to spend the extra $5,000 to get the extra motor. I didn't feel like it was something that was highly necessary, because I don't need this to go in snow. When I go to snow, which will be in December, I'm taking the Model Y. It's all-wheel drive. I already have both bases covered. So why pay for all-wheel drive for both? Especially because this gets more range than the all-wheel drive. Might as well. So for me, all-wheel drive didn't matter for the Model 3. But since I know I'm gonna make family trips that could possibly hit snow, 99% of the time I won't, but if that 1% of the time I do, I feel more comfortable in the Model Y, something that has a perfect rollover rating and is all-wheel drive. I feel safe with me and my family and a person that never drives in snow to drive in snow. Now, I'm not talking about Montana or Pittsburgh snow or Boston snow. I'm not talking about any of these places that have really thick snow. I'm talking about Arizona snow where, yeah, sure, they might have plowed the road, but it might not even had to. They definitely didn't salt the road. It's not one of those places where they need to salt the road. This isn't Canada, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, it works. I could take this and it would be just fine in the snow, 100%. There's videos all over the internet of people living in Croatia driving one of these, and they got snow that's packed. They got snow banks. That's how much snow they have. And they say that, yeah, sure, it's not the best one to have, but it's not really a problem to drive. I could get through it. It's just fine. There you go. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with not having to deal with snow in my entire life. So this works for what I need it for. So if you're in the middle of like, what should I do? Should I get the Model Y? Should I get the Model 3? Think about what you need it for. And if it fits the criteria, that's the one you get. Don't say, oh, well, I want this one, so I'm going to get this one. I wouldn't do that. I would bring out the use case, because you don't want to get buyer's remorse. Had I just bought the Model 3 and put everybody inside, I would have felt like I needed more space, and I'd be like, dang, man, I wasted it. I shouldn't have got the Model 3. I should have got the Model Y. Or if it was just me and my wife, I didn't have kids, boom, it's all good. Me and my wife, this would be the car we wouldn't even think about. The Model Y wouldn't be there. I need more space. Also, this would be an all-wheel drive at that moment too, if it was just me and my wife. But it's all comes down to, what do you need the car for, and which one checks the most boxes. That's the one you should go towards. I feel like the Model Y has its strong points and some weak points, and the Model 3 has its strong points and very little weak points. But if you are in the market to get yourself a brand new or used Tesla, please use our link down below. It really helps out the channel. Also, to help you out more than it'll help me with your purchase. I appreciate you guys, and have a good day.